angel, and could be judgment, acceptance, like justice, but he's wearing a crown of crystals, but like we're also very Leo too, so it's almost like being clear, just like that was your perspective, or there's a sense of clarity, that's kind of what seems to be taking here. And this relationship is like, even when, yeah, like there's some judgment part too. So even when there's like a wave of this is your soul family, soul tribe, that your victim consciousness. Yeah, like your soul family doesn't give you the victim. They don't want you to feel like a victim. Oh, and Queen of Cups. So you have the King of Chalices and the King of Cups. Forgiveness. Yeah, you're working on forgiving this person little by little. And gentleness. Be gentle with yourself, because you have gone through a lot recently. Yeah, here's Eight of Wands. This Eight of Wands here. So let's take a look here at the King of Chalices. King of Chalices. And the secret naughty feeling. That's funny. Okay, so King of Chalices and the Eight of Wands. So So this is satisfaction, the magic of the spice tea. A transparent and harmonious relationship must be filled by surprises, awe, and constant bantering. Okay? And then you have the Eight of Wands. And you have the Queen of Cups too. So tenderness, the magic of the yellow leaves. A tender and gentle story brings you to the point of planning your future with serenity. So, there's like almost like kind of like a calmness, like a wave of calmness, like that serenity of just relaxing and releasing stress and not worrying so much because the storm has passed. Will this storm happen? Will the storm start up again? Hopefully not. But there's also this guide for you, and that is purity of purpose. Like aiming toward the goal here. Okay, you're like aiming at the goal here. And the goal for you is to deal with any emotions or storm of emotions in a way that's not going to be like at your detriment. But the Eight of Wands. There's almost like a sense of like just calm energy that's like the worst is over. Time will tell. Time will tell. Um, so your Eight of Wands, that's movement, action, things come to a swift completion, the positive manifestation of spell work, travel for business or pleasure, typically travel by air, long distance communication, a situation that drags on forever, spells that stall, trouble with air travel, or canceled flight. So, whoa, you okay, sweetie? So, if it's all right. So that's all right. So if Mercury is in retrograde or going into retrograde, I think tomorrow, starting tomorrow, there is that like overwhelming sense of um, like needing to like escapist, like come home to yourself. So it's almost like you have to rearrange a couple things in your life in order for a cycle to be complete, in order for you to feel home again um, with your soul family. Yeah, and you don't have to go through this emotional, this roller coaster of emotion. You don't have to go through this. What's wrong? Okay. Oh, yeah, you got a boo boo. You got a boo boo. You got a boo boo. Okay. You don't have to go through this roller coaster of emotions and this emotional storm alone. You don't have to go through this hardship in your relationship alone. Is what I'm trying to tell you. It's like um, the Hierophant. Okay, the story of the Hierophant here is one of someone who watches the battle from afar, but and like a ballad, or those people in like the Renaissance times who would like sing ballads of the war, and they followed like the knights around and tell stories and tales and songs of um, what the knight's journey was about. Um, and it's almost like you are kind of you're kind of tuning into that yourself. You're tuning into that energy of stepping away from the battle, and you're not going to put yourself in the battle anymore. You're not going to pretty much like allow yourself to get to that point where you're in the midst of it. You're instead going to do something like entirely different. I feel it. But I don't know as far. Yeah. But I don't. But like here we have 5 of Wands. So okay. So I'm not sure what's going on with that, but anyway, 5 of Wands. So even though you have the Hierophant, um, now you have the 5 of Wands, okay, which you're going straight into the battle, and there's again uh, warriors, the dragon riders, and here you are in your dragon too. Yeah, so the Five of Wands, it's interesting because, like, from this point of view, it's almost like you're there watching what's going on, but you're, but you could also be one of, you could also be one of yourselves. So, because you're up there too. Yay, thank you. So, I'm not sure exactly with that in mind. Let's see, Five of Wands. So, um, competition, conflict, disagreements, challenges, petty squabbles at work or within the coven. Put some effort into your problem solving to see positive results. Rivalry, disruption to your plans, serious personality clashes or jealousy within your coven, severe conflict at your place of employment, power plays. Okay, so if you have this Hierophant energy, but you're dealing with a Five of Wands situation, um, you can here we have Nine of Wands. So standing up to a situation. Maybe you're standing up to this situation because you also have Eight of Wands. So I feel like you're standing up for yourself, like as the Hierophant, you're saying, like you're calling it out, like you're saying, like I'm done, like I'm done with this situation. So if it's not resolved in like a timely manner, or it's not, you're the boss, right? I think, and you're um. It's okay. What's wrong, honey? Okay, there we go. Start. Okay. My mouse seems to not be working. But so Nine of Wands. I think you're like the boss, and you're standing up and saying no more. Like you can't take a certain situation or challenge at your expense anymore. It's costing you your time. It's costing you your energy. It's costing you your resources. It's holding back. It's almost like you're stuck, but you're fighting up against that blockage, and that's why we have victim consciousness. Um, because this person is playing the victim, but you're the real victim here, I think. Um, and that's why the Hierophant card is like a reminder to say, like, you don't want to be in the battle, right? You don't want to be up against this kind of energy because it's a very like hostile energy. So you're standing up for yourself and saying no more. Like I'm done. That's this Nine of Wands. The Eight of Wands is sending you in so you can say, you know, you're going to stand up for yourself. With this Five of Wands challenging energy. I definitely highly recommend watching House of Dragons because it's really good and the finale is tomorrow. So, Nine of Wands. Sometimes you just need to like remind yourself like you don't want to be put in a certain situation anymore, a certain spot anymore. Um, and I don't think you're getting like proper response you deserve. I think you're getting more of a like temporary like like slap a band-aid on it. The wound is not it's not a small cut like a scratch. It's more of a deeper wound. Um, it's not so surface level. Um, it's much deeper than that. It runs much deeper than that. So it's really affected your psyche. Stamina, courage, protection. Be alert to trouble. Protect yourself and your reputation. Stand strong, be on guard. Magical protection, work may be required. Paranoia, fear of failure, lack of courage. You look to others for a rescue and you should look to yourself first. Exactly. You, I think, tried to handle the situation on your own, and you were faced with, some obstacles, right? Um, yeah, because I'm getting like competition, the other woman, right? You shouldn't be in competition for your person's um, affections. You shouldn't have to like compete. And I'm getting this like energy that like you're not the competitive type when it comes to relationships. Like, sure, like, sports, I don't know, work, career, whatever it is, like that could be like what you are like competitive with. But when it comes to like your love life, you're not gonna like fight for someone who's not interested in you. Like once they show the sign like they're not interested in you anymore, you're like, okay, bye. Like you're not gonna like try to like vie for their attention, you know what I'm saying? Because like that's just not your cup of tea. Um, magic of the tea, right? Five of Swords here with the dragonfly and the little fairies. Okay, like this is the outcome of you standing up for yourself and saying, I'm not going to be cast aside. I'm not going to um, let your victim consciousness energy fill me with like doubt or disbelief that I deserve best or better. Like you deserve the best. So, Five of Swords. Um, So, embarrassment, illusion, trickery, learn to laugh at yourself and keep going forward. Humiliation, carrying grudge, conflict with a domineering person. Yeah. So, laughing at yourself when you did something wrong is like raindrops, taking a chance on that, right? Taking a chance on something, right? Because it's just like, oh, I made like a silly error or mistake. Like, my bad here. Um, Taking a chance on like someone who is there's like a surface level like relationship, I feel like, and then there's like a deeper, more meaningful relationship, more like a layer. There's like layers. I'm getting like a cake. It was so funny the other night. I was thinking of like Shrek and Donkey's relationship, and Shrek's like, I'm like an onion, right? Nobody likes onions. They're stinky. They have so many layers, and like nobody likes them. And then Donkey's like, cakes have layers. Everybody loves cake. So it depends on how you view things. I feel like there's like that uh, awareness of yourself in relationships that you are like, I'm a cake, right? I have many layers. Like you have a very like humoristic donkey, almost like funnier version of what love should be like. But here you're dealing with like a Shrek who's like, no, a relationship is like an onion. It's stinky, it's gross, and nobody likes to be in it. Like, what? Why'd you sign up for one then? It's almost like if they're using all the bad things that happen in relationships and putting them into Ace of Cups, putting them into a cup and saying, here's my cup. It's all going to be gross, garbage stuff. Like an Ace of Cups in reverse. And you're like, no, I want this upright Ace of Cups. Like, I want the rainbows and the sunshine and the pretty lily pads and lotus flowers and raindrops. And I don't want the emptiness. I don't want the feeling of emptiness. So, to as to the motivation as to why this person you're with is like saying like here's an Ace of Cups in reverse relationship. You can have it if you want. If not, whatever. Goodbye. I feel like they're doing this for um for a reason, and then I'm not saying they are justified. I think it's because Eight of Swords, feeling trapped, blind to the truth, self-limiting. Um, but there's self-acceptance. There's seeing clarity, and there's releasing in reversed. So when you have the Eight of Swords like this, you feel trapped. But when you reverse it, you are on track. So that's kind of what they're doing here is they're saying like I'm gonna reverse your Ace of Cups and I'm going to make you feel trapped. It's almost like they're using like the the whole point of like what a good relationship looks like to they're doing the opposite of it. So I don't know why they're doing that. I don't know why they need to be in that mindset. Um, it's really to their detriment, to be honest, because they're putting so much effort into that. Um, so let's look at the Ace of Cups, though, the reversed definition of that. Um, and we can learn to understand that. Okay, so here we go. So Cups is Life's Enchanted Cups, sparkles near the brim. By Lord Byron. The suit of cups symbolizes the element of water and all the magical associations that flow from this element, such as psychic abilities, love, and emotion. Cups cards flow down a path understanding through love, inspiration, imagination. This suit illustrates the power of emotions, friendship, family, romance, and relationship. It explores how we are connected to each other. The element of water in all its many forms is celebrated in this suit, from misty rainy skies, sensing a theme here, to ponds, fountains, calm lakes, rivers, and streams, waterfalls, gorgeous beaches, and moody oceans. Plus, we'll meet a few of the magical creatures who dwell there. The elemental beings associated with cups and water are the mermaids, and they do make an appearance in this suit. Some of the creatures aligned with the element of water are also depicted in the suit of cups. Look for dolphins and a fish with a secret. There are also plants, trees, flowers, and their respective magic incorporated in the card images. The flowers shown in the cup suit are associated with the element of water, such as foxgloves, water lilies, iris, violets, pansies, and roses. There is also a lunar pumpkin and a willow tree, both associated with the element of water as well. Each of their messages is explained in the individual meanings of their cards. The suit of cups is aligned to people born under a watery zodiac sign: Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. Physically, the court cards of the cup suit represent people with light brown to blonde hair and blue or green eyes. In addition, individuals who are drawn to the cup suit may be romantic, sensitive, psychic, and very empathetic, and they may let their emotions lead the way. They are the dreamers and the mystics of the world. So that's kind of like what you do. What you do with your relationship is you make magic, right? You create this. Now, the Ace of Cups floats on the surface of a shimmering lake at dawn. The silver cup with a stylized scallop design is surrounded by blooming pink water lilies and green lily pads. The cup is overflowing with water all on its own, and there are four streams of water, one for each direction and element, spilling over the edge of the silver cup and back down into the lake. Returning the water to its source in the background, the sun rises over the brim of the cup, signaling the birth of a new day. The feminine element of water is the focus of this card. Yeah, see that feminine energy. It's almost like this person needs to always be like very masculine, very harsh, like the ogre, like Shrek. They need to always put on this like tough exterior. Um, and that's why Donkey is like the funny comic relief because he's reminding um, Shrek to like find happiness and true love and like happiness does exist and true love does exist. And happy fairy tale endings do exist, even for ogres. Um, so The cup or chalice is a time-honored symbol of the divine feminine. The cup is thought of as the womb from which all life flows. This particular ace is an auspicious card for personal relationships, as this suit is aligned with love and emotions. The Ace of Cups also symbolizes opportunities that come out of the blue and emotional growth and the gifts that come with it. The Ace of Cups tells us that the time is now for new and creative projects, divine inspiration, and new romance, and new life, and fresh starts. The Ace of Cups is most potent and pure from form of the feminine element of water. When the Ace of Cups appears in a reading, it proclaims birth, growth, love, and clairvoyance. Yeah, so it does symbolize weddings, happy marriages, a healthy relationship, and a loving family. It may also symbolize for emotional growth and healing, psychic powers, creativity, imagination, spiritual, and emotional fulfillment. Um, yeah, but selflessness, your ego is getting in the way of your success. That's where that person is like reversing it on you. What? See, I think you're the kind of person that like your ego doesn't isn't you know how to tame your ego. You don't need to put it in charge all the time. Like it can take a back seat every once in a while. Especially in situations that are still like new to you that you're still trying to figure out. Um, so if you're up against someone who is constantly like reversing everything at you, they're constantly like throwing negativity at you. They're constantly like, nope, there's no such thing as happy ending. Nope, there's no such thing as good things. And it's just becoming such a continuous like cycle of conversation. You know, time to change things up because they by reversing the Ace of Cups on you, they want you to feel trapped, and because that's what they're feeling. And you can accept yourself for your beautiful divine feminine energy and your gifts, your creative gifts, your psychic abilities, and you can release that energy that they're throwing at you. And this is gonna be your star seed. What lights you up? This is gonna let you tap into this right here, star seed energy. It doesn't matter if they're here's the storm card right here, right? Lightning bolt, right? It. I think you kind of like. I think before you were like consciously like had that feeling of like being so involved with them energetically, but the storm happened, and when the storm happened, it showed you how they reacted to it has showed you a lot about how well they have how far they've come and how far they haven't come, right? And in their like spiritual awakening and in their like mental psychic journey. And it's not saying like they stop loving you. It's not saying like they don't still have feelings for you. It's just like an awareness to have to be a little bit more cautious now that that storm and that like crack has happened, because what it's done has pushed you to a more deeper level of how you can handle situations and how you need to handle situations so that you can stay in charge of your ego and not let that rule you. Because I think right now they're letting a large portion of their psyche let their ego determine their rules, and that's why you have like competition. You have to like feel like you're in a competition with them because they're insecure and they want to know you're still interested in them. And it's like you wouldn't still be interested in them if you weren't like actively looking for answers on how to like fix your relationship or find out what's going on with them so you can better understand them and better understand yourself. But I want you to like take a step back for a minute and just be like, I'm not going to try to figure it out anymore because you already have the answers. And the answer is that they're trapped. They're feeling trapped to, probably this storm, right? This trauma, like storm energy, where this huge major storm in their life, like think of the storm as a very crazy experience, a very tragic thing or very sudden change in their life, like loss of job, right? That they've had for 10 years. Even if they only have a job for a year or less, it's still horrible to lose your job, especially when you got so excited, psyched to start, got your first few paychecks, and then the next thing you know, you're out of a job, right? After only like a month or two. So they're going through a very stressful situation or change in their life. And it's not surface level, but they're trying to make it out to be surface level as a way of blocking the energy that they actually need to deal with. Like they're actually feeling depressed. They actually are suffering mentally and emotionally and physically. But they don't want you to know that. And they want to just, no, it's something. I don't care, whatever. But it is something. And it's noticeable. And it breaks your heart to see them that way. But you kind of have to keep, I think, discovering and rediscovering the layers of your own life and working on your own journey. And if they're still there with you in the end, great, awesome. But don't put so much effort and energy into convincing them that you deserve their love, because you definitely deserve love, and they just don't have. It's not your fault, because you're not responsible for the pain that they are suffering. You did not cause it in any way, shape, or form, but they still feel responsible of their pain, and they still feel troubled by their pain, and they still feel confused by their pain, and they're dealing with all these things. And you have to keep flourishing. You have to flourish. The Lotus Flower Fairy tells you to learn from an experience and shed your inner light on any unclear areas of your life or those of others. Exactly. That's what you're doing. You're shining your light still on these situations. Ace of Cups is the lotus flower, divine feminine. And there's your Ace of Cups fairy. Yeah. So that's what I have for you. Keep flourishing. Keep taking care of yourself. Keep loving yourself. And definitely don't suffer at don't suffer for their, at your expense. Like, don't suffer so that they can feel like some kind of justice is being done. Like, okay, if Libra is suffering, then I'm content because now we're suffering together. That's not a fair relationship. Yes, that's not a fair analysis of what a good healthy relationship looks like. Okay, that's what I have for you. Love and light always. Thanks for watching. Bye.